hosted by the AAA Fund. As you probably have figured out, there's refreshments and drinks in the back, so feel free to stand up and go get some as you wish. I am the co-founder of the AAA Fund and the chair of the board of advisors. I'll be moderating this panel along with my good friend Gautam Dutta, who is the executive director and a board member of the AAA Fund. Just to tell you really quickly what we're about, we're a national Democratic political action committee that's focused on empowering Asian Americans by endorsing local, state, and federal candidates that have a close relationship with the Asian American community. So we focus primarily on Asian American candidates, but also on non-APA candidates that have a close relationship with our community. We have a fact sheet that's at the sign-in table. If you didn't get a chance to pick one up, please do pick one up. And Gautam will say a few words about us at the end. But really what we're about is identifying great candidates, some of whom you'll hear from today, and then mobilizing the community behind them and making sure that our community has voice in politics and in government. Now, before we begin, Gautam is going to recognize the elected officials and the Asian American delegates that are with us here.
All right, I'm going to go through and please rise when you're recognized, and let's have everyone rise and hold applause until the end to make things faster. I'll start with the elected officials and the candidates. We have with us John Chung, State Controller for California. You can applaud here. And then we also have Hank Ang, who is running for Congress here in Colorado. And then we have two city council members from Oakland who had RSVP'd. I'm not sure if they are here yet. We have Jean Kwan and Dr. Floyd Wan. I don't know. They're not here yet. And then we have a number, have I left out any elected officials? William Tong, yes. Okay. Sorry, William. Now, William Tong is the first Asian American to get elected from the state of Connecticut, the Constitution state. And then we have Jay Chen, who is a school board member from La Hacienda Heights, La Puente, which is in the Southern California area, and he might be even the youngest person to ever been elected to the school board, actually. But at the age of 25, or figure how old? 29. Yeah, he was definitely the youngest, and he, as the first time incumbent, he actually spun more votes than even the incumbents who were running from before. All right, and so let's give a round of applause. And then, where is Senator Moore? Right there. There's Senator Moore in the back. She is the deputy whip of the Minnesota State Senate. First Asian American elected from Minnesota, represented the State House as a Hmong American, and first Asian American female. And we're really proud to have her here. And then going through the list of delegates we had for RSVPs, I'm just going to go this really quickly. Rishi Karthikeyan, delegate at large. We have Sia Shin, New York delegation. Sophia Dannenberg, Connecticut. We have Alex Carhikar from Texas. Angelica Jonko, Sanford. I can't even talk now, too fast. Asian Americans for Obama. And that, I think, is it. And then we also would like to welcome all of you who are here. So let's give everyone a round of applause. Now we're going to get to the heart of the program.
As we all know, Asian Americans are poised in this election to make a real difference in several battleground states and in dozens of congressional races. But there's really two things that need to happen for us to make that potential a reality. One is that Asian Americans need to mobilize, but two, the powers that be, the state parties, the campaigns, the senior campaign officials, they need to embrace Asian American outreach and make it part of the general campaign program. So this Power Hour is going to focus on the second of those two issues. The first is obviously very important, but there are other events at the convention, in particular a grassroots mobilization event tomorrow at 2 o'clock that will focus on the first of those two issues. But we're going to be talking about how it is that we can integrate Asian American outreach into every campaign and into the program of the state parties. So the basic agenda for the event is this. We have a panel of terrific speakers that will speak for about 30 minutes. We'll start with Congressman Mike Honda, and then go to Asher Medea, who is running for Congress in Minnesota. He'll be followed by Betsy Kim and Sid Salvi from the AAPI Vote program out of Chicago. Then Michael Yaki, who is the Obama National Platform Director. And then Christine Chiappe from Virginia. I hope that I pronounced your name correctly. And then Janelle Cavero from Indiana will be joining us a little bit later on. And then after that, we're going to do breakout sessions for about 20 minutes to talk about how it is that we can improve Asian American outreach and make it part of the general campaign program in each of our states, and then get back together and share ideas. It's an ambitious program, but I think we can get done by 3:15. But as a result of the fact that we have an ambitious program, we're going to have to give very abbreviated introductions for our wonderful speakers, and none of these introductions will do them justice. So I'm going to start with Congressman Honda, who really needs no introduction, but I do feel that I should say a few words. Mike was first elected to Congress in 2000, and he's made remarkably good use of the 7 years that he's had in Congress. He secured a spot on the Appropriations Committee, he's played a central role in managing the government's relationship with Asia, and he's led the charge on Filipino vets, on comfort women, and on healthcare and education issues that are very important to the Asian American community. He also managed to become chair of the Congressional APA Caucus and get elected as the very first Asian American to be the vice chair of the DNC. We're very proud that Mike is a voice for our community, and he'll be speaking tomorrow at 3:30 at the convention on the floor. So please join me. Oh, and one last thing, of course, is that Mike is the National Honorary President of the AAA-Fund.
Let's give it
So
to Mike.
please join